Welcome again to Rhythms of the Village. So we're going to continue with our Senegalese patterns today. And this is actually a three-part tutorial on one particular type of dance called Yankidi. This particular type of dance comes in two different sections, two different parts. The first part is sort of a courtship dance. It's very flirtatious and there are a lot of very graceful motions that are made. And then the second part is very exciting, fast-paced, it's more committed, sort of like, okay, we're ready to do this, we're ready to commit, we're ready to get married type of thing. So we're going to start by breaking down the parts that we just played for you, which is the courtship part of this dance. Again, it's called Yankidi. So for this particular rhythm pattern, we're going to have to go back to triplet subdivision. You remember from the last few tutorials, we talked about quarter notes, we talked about eighth notes, we talked about triplets, and we talked about quadruplets. So here, let's review how triplets look. This is your quarter note value. Should make the stem a little longer. This gets one beat. Now usually we have two eighth notes that can fit into this value, but with triplets we get three. And usually they're connected together with a little number 3, so you can tell that it's a triplet. Now this is a very good example of a rhythm in which you don't necessarily hear every single note in the note value. The note values always have to be present, but some of them are silent. So let's talk about the rest really quickly. So a rest is a note value, a certain amount of time in the music in which there is silence. For an eighth note, it looks like this. So it kind of looks like a number 7 with a little ball on it. And it might as well give you the quarter note rest now. It looks like this, kind of like a little lightning bolt. So this is one of the more complicated rhythms, just to warn you as we go through this, and they're going to get more complicated as time goes on. So if you feel like you're already lost, go back and look at the first 2 or 3 tutorials and get more of an idea of these note values before you continue on with us. Okay, so this is a 4/4 rhythm pattern. 4 quarter note values per measure. Remember, the top 4 means 4 beats per measure. The bottom 4 means a quarter note gets 1 beat. So I'm going to start by showing you the jun part. And again, from the last tutorial, you remember that the jun gives you the basic rhythm pattern that you need. I'm also going to count with this. So it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, I don't hear triplets in this. I don't hear these 3 little note values within 1. So now I'm going to count for you the triplet note value. Remember that we usually count it like this. 1 and a. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Okay, so now you're hearing it, right? I'm going to write out those counts first so that it makes a little more sense. Let's see, let's do this in a different color again. And I'll actually put the counts on the bottom. So we have 1 and a, 2 and a, 3 and a, 4 and a. Okay, Your first note is just the single note subdivision, the single beat subdivision. It's a quarter note. 1 and then in 2 and you're actually not going to hear a note until the of 2. So you're hearing 1 and 2 and 3. Let me do that again for you. 1 and 2 and 3. So that means for 2 and, we actually get a quarter note rest. Remember that a quarter note is equal to 2 eighth notes. So it looks like this. Okay, and on the we get an eighth note. Now notice, again, this is a triplet subdivision, so I have to notate that. By writing a little 3 above it. Okay, so let's break down the third beat now. I'm going to start from here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Listen to that again. I'm going to stop after the third beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and So notice on 3, I have a note. Notice on I have a note. So that means, again, I have a quarter note, because that's worth 2 eighth notes. And then on I have another eighth note. And then I have to show that this is a triplet. Okay? Now the fourth beat, starting from the beginning again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and So again, like the third beat, you have a quarter note that's equal to 2 eighth notes, and then on you get another eighth note. And I have to strike these together and show that they're a triplet. Now this one looks a little funny. I'm going to make that look a little nicer for you. Okay, now it's more uniform. And this is going to repeat again and again. Okay, so again, slowly. This is how it is broken down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Now you'll also notice that I don't always play in the middle of the drum, which makes the lowest tone. Sometimes I play on the rim. So that sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Okay, and faster, it sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1. Thank you very much. So for the djembe part, click on our part 2 of this tutorial, the Yankidi tutorial. Thank you very much.